think that's it. There he is. You guys ready? Let's pull it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh. Hey! And JB's on there! 600! 600! Yes! Yay! 600 mile time. That would be just... So here we are, back with the real supercharger. Okay, we are on the test track.
I'd recommend putting your head on the headrest.
Okay.
There he's ready. Nope.
Yep. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that never gets old either. We have the post-study production cars here.
Wait, what?
Yeah, oh yeah, you watch it.
Well, why is he gonna throw it?
I don't know, but we're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Just use a sledgehammer. What?
Well, maybe that was a little too hard.
I'm Eric, otherwise known as Derek, here in Shanghai at Gigafactory 3.
Ballapalooza. It's like tricks.
3, 2, 1.
Will it wipe is the big question of the day.
Will it wipe?
Generic cornflakes.
Whoa! It's raining cornflakes! Oh. This is trippy. Look, there's nothing here. Okay, welcome to today's live stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the new intro. We actually just finished it, what, 30 minutes ago?
Something like that, yeah.
So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Wanted to kind of spice it up. Sorry, my phone's ringing. Wanted to kind of spice it up and switch it up a little bit. And I thought something like that would be kind of fun for everybody. Some of our highlights and awesome things we've been able to do because of people like you that tune in. It's really awesome. We had a lot of fun making it and kind of like reliving some of those moments. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty awesome. Anyway though, welcome. It is now April 18th, 2020, and we have some Tesla news to go over. So we're gonna kind of play this like we normally do. We're gonna go ahead and talk about some Tesla news and everything, and then kind of open it up and do some Q&A, stuff like that. And just kind of hang out with you guys for a little while. Hopefully everybody is doing well in this time of quarantine. We are just hanging out, kicking it. Went to the supercharger today, went and got some lunch. But yeah. Before we get to the news though, I think it's time we buckle up.
Oh, yeah.
According to everyone in chat, we need to buckle up.
Oh, gotta go slowly.
Okay, there we go. All buckled in, and ready for the news. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Last week, and I think maybe a few weeks prior, we have talked about Model Y tow hitch. And we have confirmation from Tesla that it will be able to be retrofit on some of the previously delivered Ys. No idea on timing or anything like that though. And I was told they will reach out to owners if their vehicle is able to be retrofit when it is ready. No idea on cost or a lot of that. So that's kind of a bummer. But we also did learn about a potential price increase if you do want that. So basically, if you change your order, which we were going to try to do for our performance white on white that we have on order, is we would jump to the new price tier, which it actually would bump us up. How much was it? Almost like $2,000?
Almost $2,000, yeah.
Almost $2,000 for a $1,000 tow hitch because the pricing has changed since we placed that order. So I think we're going to try to ride that one out and see how much they're going to charge to retrofit these. And if it's under $2,000, it makes sense just to leave the order as is. If it's going to be over, well, we just need to figure out what we need to do.
And since it's going to be a newly delivered car, it should be allowed to have that tow hitch. Shouldn't be any question about that.
Exactly. That should definitely be able to be retrofit. But still, at least we know they will be able to retrofit, but it seems like they'll only be able to retrofit some, not all of them. I don't know. The wording was kind of vague. So keep that in mind. But it's potentially possible. We still really want it on ours. We actually just ordered a hitch. What was that?
A bike rack.
Bike rack. What was that? 2 days ago?
Yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Wow.
So we are
I don't know where
ready.
my days are.
We are waiting for that tow hitch. We ordered the bike rack yesterday, waiting for it to be delivered, but we are ready to go, or we will be soon.
We'll be very shortly. So, yeah. Can't wait for it. Anyway, next up, we have stock price. So, if you've been monitoring the stock price, this was a pretty crazy week for Tesla. I think it almost like doubled in the past week or so.
It's really gone up a lot since the low point a couple weeks back. It's amazing. It's weird because the economy hasn't come back yet, so I'm a little hesitant to recommend investing. But a lot of people are getting back into it. But I think I'm still holding out myself personally.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a crazy ride. There's really no saying what is gonna happen. I think pretty soon here we'll be seeing Q1 numbers, but Q2, as of right now, factory's still shut down. They're not making vehicles, and I don't think they can start until, May 6th, potentially?
May 4th was what they said originally.
May 4th, so it could be delayed. So, I don't know. We're just going to try to see what plays out with everything, but yeah, it's been a wild ride on the stock price. We'll say that at the very least. And then we have some Tesla update news.
Yeah, not a lot of update news. Basically, no really big release coming out since last week. Last week we talked a lot about 2020.12.5, where just a few minor features. One of the big ones was the dash cam viewer for some people who have MCU cars, but also the ability to see superchargers that are out of order. But somebody else noticed that it looks like now in this version 2020.12.5, you can actually interrupt or cancel text messages while they're being played back. And that was something that a lot of people had complained about, is when you get a text message or an MMS message that's really long, you have to sit there and listen to it, read the entire thing. But now it sounds like you can actually abort that while it's being read out.
Yeah, so if you have any of those text messages you don't want people to hear,
yeah. Also, so no other big releases, but there have been some talks about some early access releases coming out, and people were talking about getting the stoplight and stop sign recognition, and so it looks like some early access people are getting those. So hopefully we'll be seeing those in regular releases in the coming weeks.
Yep. And then there's some things coming up with referral supercharging miles.
Yeah, basically, a lot of people at the beginning of the week were complaining that the referral miles that they had earned as part of the referral program disappeared, and a lot of people were really disappointed about that. Then later in the week, we saw that in the app, it now displays the expiration date. This is something people have been asking for years, and basically, you can see exactly when your earned referral supercharger miles expire.
Yeah, and so anytime you gain a referral, you add 6 months to that expiration date to a maximum of 3 years.
And those timelines have changed somewhat. I know at one time it was like 1 year, or there was no restriction of 3 years, so people thought they could have 10 years worth of referrals. It doesn't work that way. It's a maximum of 3 years.
Yeah, so there's that, and then also Elon was asked recently about potentially extending those deadlines for people who had their referral miles expiring here soon because no one can really travel with quarantine and everything. And he actually responded and said something along the lines of "will do" or something like that. And so if yours did expire in like probably the past month or so, I would imagine they'd be coming back in some fashion. Not entirely sure.
Or maybe they'll add a couple months to people who haven't expired yet. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll have to see about that. Next up, we learned that the Cybertruck, which we all are extremely excited about, has reduced in size by 3%. So it seems kind of like an odd number. I'm not sure exactly where that came from. And is it the overall size? Is it proportional on everything? I guess we'll have to kind of see what happens with that.
Yeah, it's just Elon's been making a few tweets on Twitter again, and just a few details here and there about the Cybertruck.
Yeah, he's been on Twitter quite a lot lately. So we've tweeted him a couple things about potentially getting Tesla masks made and put in their item shop with maybe proceeds going to charity or something along those lines. If that's something you're interested in, definitely go check out Twitter. It's linked down below, and retweet, like, and see if we can't get his attention on that, because I, for one, would love to rock a Tesla mask. I think that'd be pretty
Always
sweet.
love the Tesla merch, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And there's some really funny posts in there. Somebody actually made a mock-up exactly like what I was thinking, and the Tesla logo was huge. And then somebody was like, oh, that's too big. I want something more subtle. And then they made it itty-bitty. It's just a funny thread. Definitely go check it out. But, yeah, I would love to rock a Tesla mask. But also about Cybertruck, we learned that the suspension is being tweaked, and hopefully we get some more information on that in the next coming weeks. And they're basically just trying to get more travel. And he mentioned he wants to put it in the Baja. And that's just a massive race through the desert. And I think that'd be really sweet to see. Given the range and everything, it would be probably a pretty good contender. So that'll be kind of fun. Next up, we have some Powerwall updates. There was a really cool update that came out.
Yeah, basically, we had tweeted Elon last year when we had a power outage at our house, and our cars were charged, scheduled to be charged overnight. We had a power outage, and the Powerwalls kicked in, no problem, took over, powered the house, powered the charging of the cars, but it drained the Powerwalls way down. And we tweeted to Elon, it's like, hey, is there any way you can put in a software feature so that if the grid goes down, the cars reduce the amount that they're charged so that it doesn't totally drain the Powerwalls, and we'll have some power left over for the house. Well, they have finally released an update in version 1.46 for the Powerwalls that's just now starting to roll out in the last few days. But basically, if you have the latest firmware on the Powerwalls, if you have a newer car, such as a Model 3 or a Model Y, it's coming later to a Model X and a Model S. And also, if you have the latest phone app, you will have the option to set a reserve limit on your Powerwalls so that if the grid goes down, your cars, depending on the load of a household, it will reduce the amount of charge that is allowed.
Yeah.
And so that should prevent your Powerwalls from getting drained, charging up your cars if the grid is down. So it's a great feature. We're glad to finally see it. We don't have it yet, but we've reached out to Tesla checking to see when we can get the latest firmware. Normally it auto updates on our Powerwalls, but we have not received it yet.
Yeah, and here's kind of what it looks like in the actual app. It just says vehicle charging during a power outage, and Tesla vehicle charging will be enabled when Powerwall is above the set energy threshold. Like David was saying, though, it's exactly like what we were hoping for, so that we don't drain our Powerwalls and we don't necessarily have to, I know it sounds terrible, but like get up at like 3 a.m. if the power goes out and make sure we stop the cars from charging, etc.
And the nice thing is this is totally done via software, so you don't need a new hardware, you don't need a new wall connector.
Yeah, you don't need anything.
Generation 3. As we suggested last year, you could just have the car, it checks with the Tesla network, and you have the Powerwalls that check with the Tesla network. They can communicate and see the status and basically totally manage all that on their own. No new hardware needed.
Yeah, and on here you can see like vehicle charging behavior, and what versions you need your Powerwall, your mobile app, and your Tesla to be on. Currently, only 3 and Y in North America, but S and X coming soon, and 3 and Y in other regions also coming soon. Very excited about that. I would say 10 out of 10, Tesla. Love it. Want to see more stuff like that. And then we have an Excel update. So Excel.
Well, and it might not just be for Excel, but now with a lot of people these
might
days
be all over.
In quarantine, being told to shelter in place, this has totally changed the amount of electricity they might be using during the day, because typically they'd be at work. Now a lot of people are home, and if you're on a time of use plan, it's possible that you have these peak rates during the afternoon, and since you're now at home all day, your electric bills might really be going up. So we've heard from our electric company, they were actually letting people change and get out of that time of use plan if they're affected by that, and if they want to try to reduce their rates more. This might not be for everyone. It might not be in every. I'm sure it's not going to be with every power company across the United States or in other countries, but it's just something that some companies are trying to help out and trying to help reduce people's bills during this time.
Yep, exactly. And it might be in people's benefit. For us, we're going to keep with our current plan. Yeah, because it makes the most sense.
And the cool thing too is with our Powerwalls, it doesn't matter at all, because our Powerwalls allow us to totally, when we ever do use any grid power, it's always from the cheapest time at night. So we don't really have to ever worry about peak power.
Exactly. So we're going to just keep our plan like we are and keep chugging along, producing a bunch of solar and sending it back, and just continue. We've been doing great with it. So
yeah, with that said, our solar this week wasn't nearly as good as the solar last week. We did have a couple snowstorms. I think on Sunday and Monday we got about 10.5 inches of snow, and then on Thursday we got about 8.5 inches of snow. So our solar for the week was way down compared to last week. I think we had over 190 kilowatt hours that we took from the grid, and we only sent about 90 back. Our best day of the week was actually on, I think, Friday after the snow. We cleaned off some of the panels. We had a pretty good day there. We did have on Thursday, though, the Powerwalls did get charged from the grid overnight because Stormwatch kicked in because of that big snowstorm that was coming in on Thursday. Yeah. So that did have a lot of grid usage. You'll see on Thursday where there was pretty much no solar produced. We had like 300 watts of solar produced, and we took everything from the grid that day.
Yeah, that was a pretty crazy day. We had a lot of snow. How many inches?
Again,
was it like 9 or 10?
Maybe about 9 on Thursday, but we had over 10.5 on Sunday and Monday.
And then again, here is Thursday.
Yeah, so that just shows at the beginning there, in the middle of the night, we got a notification from the Tesla app showing that Stormwatch had been engaged, and you can see how it started charging the Powerwalls from the grid, and then we had a couple cars that charged there overnight from the grid as well. And then if you really zoom in around noon, you can see a little tiny bit of yellow. That was all the solar we had.
That little blip right there.
In the middle of a snowstorm, not much. About 300 watts that day.
Yeah, but Powerwalls did fine when we needed them, but since we did have grid access, we went ahead and took advantage of that. Yep. Now, so one other thing too I wanted to kind of hit on is there's been some, I don't want to say necessarily chatter, but it has been discovered that the Model Y does not utilize the same tire pressure monitoring sensors that S, X, and 3 do. They are now going to Bluetooth sensors, which is actually what they originally used, I believe, for the early Model S's. And in doing so, it's complicated some things, especially if you want to like change rims and everything. But here's actually kind of like the little Bluetooth sensor. It's really not much different than the others. It really does the same job. The only big difference is in terms of recalibrating yourself and everything like that. Some people have had to have Tesla do it because there's nothing on the center screen to be able to reset TPMS by yourself. And also there's nothing on the center screen to change rim sizes. So like if you went between the Geminis and the
Uber turbines,
you need to have Tesla do that. So I'm sure in the future software update, they will have something where that can be user changeable, much like SX and 3. But for now, unfortunately, you have to have Tesla do it, which is kind of a bummer.
Yeah, and we haven't gotten any software update for the Model Y in the past week or so, but hopefully that'll be coming in a future release in the next few weeks.
Exactly. I'm sure they're aware of it because I know several people that have switched rims and had to go to the service center to have everything done. So anything that you do in the service center, I'm sure gets reported back to higher ups, and they'll see that they don't need to spend that time if they can just put that back in the software. But since it is Bluetooth, it might be a little trickier. I'm honestly not sure. Hopefully they can make it just as easy as the old versions. But the nice thing is they don't have to pay for those TPMS sensors, because you have the sensor on all 4 tires, but you also have a receiver box. Well, Model Y already has Bluetooth built in, so they don't need to buy that receiver box. So again, that just lowers the cost of everything. and they can just use Bluetooth, which is already there. So it's like one less thing you have in your car using the energy, and big thing is the cost. So yeah, I think is that it for news?
Yeah, not a lot of big news.
Not
today.
a lot of big news today. We can go ahead and get into some questions. Some people asking how we feel. I feel great. How do you feel, David?
I'm fine. Fine. We got out of the house today. I have not been out of the house more that much, but we were actually away from the house for like 5 hours today. That's the longest I've been out of the house in the past month. So it was nice to get out and get some
Stretch
fresh
your
air.
legs a little bit.
We tried going out. We went and visited one of the superchargers, got lunch, and we tried viewing the Thunderbirds, which were doing a flyover of along the Front Range in Colorado for the Air Force Academy graduation. Unfortunately, their flight plan didn't quite follow what the flight plan was that they sent out to everyone. So we got to view them for like 2 seconds, but
Yeah.
and they were like an hour late. But hey, at least we got to see them.
Yeah, it was nice to at least do that, but yeah, it was kind of a bummer that they were so late and kind of so far away because they didn't follow their flight plan. But yeah, it was nice to get out. We've kind of been doing that every Saturday, going and getting lunch, trying to support local businesses. They need support and love too. And yeah, it's a great time to just get out of the house a little
Yeah,
bit.
and so we went to the local supercharger that's closest to us and just met a lot of new people, met some other people which we've known for a while. So it was nice to see some familiar faces.
At a distance though.
Yes, exactly. We did keep our distance.
Of course. But it was nice. A lot of people came up, said how much they love the channel and everything. It's always great meeting you guys. But yeah, it's a little weird doing everything at a distance and not letting people check out the car because everyone loves doing that. But yeah, we met a good friend that we've known. How long have we known him? Long time.
Yeah, it's been a while because
And then I met up with him in Vegas once.
Yeah.
So he was actually driving through, totally random. We saw the car and we're like, hey, we know that guy.
Yep.
So it was actually kind of nice to get out and do all that. And we had some really good food from Tuk Tuk.
Yep. Good times.
Some pad thai and everything. But yeah, let's go ahead and start jumping into some questions. If you see any that you have, David, feel free.
Sure.
And we can just kind of go back and forth. Wolfgang is asking why there's no spare tire in a Tesla. Actually, not a bad question. So if you carry around a spare tire, you're basically carrying around, 80 pounds plus, potentially, of dead weight that most of the time you won't ever need. And the nice thing is Tesla does have their roadside assistance, and they'll come bring you a tire and then take yours back to the service center and you can get it fixed and then pick it up or get towed and stuff like that. So they make up for it kind of on the back end if you do have an issue, which we have had to use before, or I should say Scott has had to use.
Yeah. Luckily, I've never had a flat tire or a blowout like that, but Scott had some 20-inch wheels, and he ran over a manhole cover and got 2 flats at the same time. So even if he would have had a spare, it wouldn't have done any good because he had 2 flat tires.
Exactly. And while we were there, several other cars went right over that same manhole cover that we were trying to tell them, and they all got flats too. We could hear their tires pop.
Yeah. But also, it's not just Tesla that doesn't include a spare tire anymore. There's
it's a lot.
It's just a way they can reduce costs and also reduce weights. And again, I mean, I've been driving for I don't know how many years, 20 years, maybe more, and I've never had a flat that I could have used a flat tire.
Might want to knock on wood
spare
for
tire.
that one.
Yeah. I mean, the one time I did have a leak was right after I took delivery of Model S, and it was a very slow leak that I was able to just take it in and get it fixed.
And it was a nail in the tire.
Yeah, a screw. But
Or screw, and so it's it was very, very weird. And then we had, another tire with screw?
Yeah, 3 weeks later. So, okay, I never had a flat tire in my life, and then within 3 weeks I had 2 screws in my tire. But it turns out one of our neighbors was getting some siding done, or a lot of work done, and it turns out, I guess there are a few screws in the street in front of their house.
Yeah, it was the worst timing ever. But yeah, so I think that's why they don't include a spare. Let's see. Steve says, drove Tesla yesterday for the first time in 2 weeks. Thanks again for the X wheels. Is that who bought our X wheels? Awesome.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Thanks for joining, Steve. Hopefully
That was
they
a
look
few
awesome.
weeks back,
If you take a picture, tweet it with me with those X wheels. We'd love to see it. I miss our X. I saw a couple X's today at the supercharger, and I do miss our X, but I've kind of fallen in love with Y.
Couple X's. We did not see any Y's today. Saw a bunch of 3s and a few S's, but no Y's today.
Yeah.
Last week we did see another Y that looked just like ours, though.
And it was at the supercharger at the same time, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. Would love to see a video of how the 20-inch induction wheels improve the range on a performance Model Y. So thanks for the question, Frank. We do have a lot of interesting videos like that, but unfortunately, the timing the way it is, it's harder to get somebody with a Y that's the same as mine. And just with quarantine and everything, like I'd have to put my cameras in their car. It's a little tricky right now.
And also, we've been trying to find some other wheels, and we're not able to get those Geminis yet.
Yeah, we actually have an order in with the service center. They just haven't gotten any yet. So we do have a lot of fun testing videos eventually. It's just a lot of plans have changed since all this happened. Because actually, originally when we picked up the Y, we were going to be taking it on a multi-state road trip. But that had to be postponed because hotel situations, lockdown, all that, it just wasn't going to work. But it's better everyone stays safe, and then we will continue everything once everything gets a little better. Let's see. Eric wants to know, how do you know if your Tesla battery is charging? Well, in the center screen, you can see it's charging if you're in the Tesla, or on the mobile app, it will actually tell you there and give you notifications like when you near full charge and stuff like that, so you are aware.
Also, I saw Eric was asking what our battery charged to, and we did charge the Model Y to the like 100% for the first time today, and it did hit the 280, which is what the performance with the 21-inch turbines was expected to get.
Yeah, exactly. So
it actually never really stopped. It just slowed way down. It was at 280, and we decided that we'd proven that it can hit at least 280, and we moved on.
Yeah, I'm sure like if we left it, we might have hit 281.
Yeah.
But again, at that point, it's so slow, and we had already been there for a while. We were just kind of ready to continue on our journeys for the day, so we just left it. The fact that we hit 280 though is a great sign. Let's see. Peter says, "Giddy guys, cheers from down under. Welcome. Thank you for joining." On says, "Just purchased from Abstract Ocean using your code. Thank you so much for the support. Hopefully enjoy your products. If you have any questions, definitely reach out to me. Happy to help." They have a ton of cool products. We actually have a couple videos on some of those products coming up very quickly. But yeah, if you have any questions, just reach out to me or even them. They're awesome to help and everything. Let's see. Yeah, Brian said he never used his spare tire in the last two cars before his Tesla, so it didn't scare me that it didn't have one. I think they also sell one on, like, not a spare tire, but I believe they sell like a repair flat kit, something like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's got like a pump. Yeah, and some.
Yeah, the tire repair kit that has like slime or something in it.
Yeah.
So if it is just, a bottle of sealant. So if it is just like a smaller leak, or if it is a big concern that you don't have anything, you could get one of these at least. And that would hopefully help alleviate any worries you may have.
And we don't have that ourselves. We just bought some different tire inflators off of Amazon, which were like half the price, and they're really small, fit in the back of the car. And if we ever need to adjust the air pressure in our tires, we just use that.
Exactly. But
one thing about those tire repair kits that include slime is once you use them, you usually can't fix that tire again. So
so if you do use those slime or sealant as they call it, sorry, I always called it slime. You have to replace that whole tire. Was my understanding is you can't save the tire. I don't know though. Let's let me see.
I don't think they can patch it and stuff or repair it if it has that.
Yeah, it has this like little like note down here. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah, it might even damage the TPMS, potentially. It says replacement tire and TPMS sensor are not covered under Tesla vehicle warranty. Let's see. Damaged tire should be replaced along with TPMS sensor at your earliest convenience. So, yeah, the sealant will kill both of those. But if you need to go somewhere or you're worried about it, that is a very good option that you do have. Let's see. Ooh, Don wants to know what we named the Model Y. Was it just Derek Y?
Yes. It follows the same naming convention of the other cars. So
exactly. Let me see if I can pull it up here and make sure there's no, like, personal information. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah. Sorry, just double checking. But you can see we got Derek 3, Derek Y, Derek S, and then Scott's Tesla down there. And we have our solar. So, yeah. We name them very blandly, as some people call it. But I'm happy with the names. What did you name your first S, though? Didn't you have some fun names for that one?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
I don't know.
I thought you did have some fun ones.
I don't know.
I know you had a fun license plate.
Yeah, I had an Energize was the license plate, but I don't remember if I ever named it anything.
I can't remember. Maybe we'll have to go through photos and see. Let's see. The cool kid says, do you think there's going to be any other Teslas in the future? Well, I mean, we know we have Roadster coming up and we have Cybertruck. I'm sure they're thinking way down the line and probably trying to design the next Tesla. I know in China, I think it was, they're planning on making like a China-specific model. Did you hear anything about that?
Not recently, but Elon did mention when they were working on the factory there that they're going to have some, for the local market, Chinese-designed Teslas. So,
I mean, that'll be kind of cool. But, yeah, as far as we know, beyond Roadster and Cybertruck, not really sure.
Yeah, Elon did mention something like maybe even a cheaper model, cheaper than the Model 3. It was mentioned many years ago. I haven't heard much
Just like
of
a
it recently.
tiny little car?
Yeah, a lot smaller, a lot cheaper. So, but they're really going to have to, bring battery prices down and stuff. But eventually they might have something like that.
Yeah. Let's see. Emmanuel is asking, how long have we been in the Tesla family? When did we originally place deposits? Because we actually did it on the same day.
Yeah, well, originally we started following Tesla probably about 6 years ago, but we didn't. Our first Tesla order or reservation was actually for the Model 3 on that March 31st of 2016. But then we decided after seeing that it was a sedan and we were kind of more interested, we didn't want to wait for 2 years for the Model 3 to come out, so we went ahead and both put down orders for the Model S on, I think it was like April 8th or so of 2016. So it's been almost over 4 years now.
Yeah, and then I took delivery of mine first.
In June of that year.
And then you were like, I think there's going to be something special coming.
Yes, so I thought something special was
totally
coming.
Called it.
I waited out, and a couple months later, Autopilot 2 came out, and then I went ahead and took delivery of my Autopilot 2 S90D in December of 2016.
Ideally, I should have just listened to David because it would have saved me a lot of money. Because as soon as David got his Autopilot 2, I saw the potential of that and sold my Autopilot 1 and upgraded to an Autopilot 2 Tesla, which now David owns and David drives.
So I sold the S90D and now have the S100D.
But David definitely made the smart move on waiting.
Yeah, and the cool thing with that S90D is it does still have MCU1, but as we talked about in the last couple of videos, Tesla has an upgrade kit that they're offering. They're currently only doing cars with Autopilot 2.5 and MCU1, but in the coming month or so, they will be upgrading those Autopilot 2 cars and upgrading the MCU and both screens, and basically it's going to be like a brand new computer, brand new car. It's going to almost bring my car up to a 2020 car, except for like the suspension and part of the range.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to that. And there's not a huge difference. I mean, somebody I saw listed out about a dozen different things that are different between 2017 and 2020, but of those, the MCU will take care of most of them, and the remaining few, a couple of them I didn't really care about. So really, for $2,500, I'm going to almost have like a new car to me.
It's a total steal. It's a no-brainer in my opinion.
And also as part of that, we already prepaid for full self-driving, so I'll be getting the full self-driving computer added as well.
Yeah. Welcome, Mark. Nice to see you on here. Hopefully your Model Y is doing excellent. Let's see. Eric wants to know, what are the dog names?
They are Brecken, Kit, and Layden. So
they're currently upstairs. Maybe we'll bring them down when we close out the live stream.
Again, they're all named after either Colorado ridges, mountain ranges, or towns in Colorado.
Yes.
Because they're all ridgebacks.
It's kind of the theme here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Somebody says they sent some videos via email. Yes, I'll try to check them out a little later. Let's see. Pear says, has anyone tested S or X seats in the Y? Not that I know of, but we have we have one very interesting video that will go live maybe Monday. We'll see. But you're gonna want to check it out. I promise. It'll be worth it. It'll be a good one. Involving seating and everything. Now let's see. David's wanting to know, how's the phantom drain on Tesla's not driving every day, sitting in the garage? Have you been kind of keeping an eye on that?
Yeah, I don't really have too much. My car, we haven't driven a lot lately just because I have been working from home. It loses a few miles a day, but I do have a Blackview dash cam plugged into the Model S, so that takes a little bit of power. But my car only charges maybe every 3 or 4 days, and then it's only charging for 10, 20 minutes at a time. So the amount of charging on my car has gone way down. Now Eric still drives his car pretty much every day, except for when we did have snow a couple of days last week, and then he ended up taking the Model S. The reason he took the Model S instead of the Model Y is because we have the Model Y. It was delivered with those performance tires, and you're not really supposed to drive those in snow or extremely cold weather. So just to keep those in the best shape, we went ahead and he took the S to work this week.
Yeah. It was kind of nice, though. It made me really, I do love the S still. It's very nice. Peter's asking, how do you find suspension in the Y compared to S, X, and 3? Do you think they'll ever introduce air suspension for the Y? Hopefully. I know there's going to be some aftermarket that do it, but I will say S and X are definitely more comfortable than 3 and Y. And then I will say, S and X are probably pretty much like the same because I use the same suspension. S might be a little bit more comfortable. But Y I find way more comfortable than 3.
Yeah,
I mean, what do you think?
I definitely think the Y is better than the 3. I mean, it does still bounce around, but again, I'm used to the Model S and the air suspension. But also, we are using those 21-inch Uber turbines, so that's going to be a little rougher ride than if we had like the 19-inch Geminis on there.
Yeah, definitely. I think the 19-inch Geminis on Y will make it even better. So, yeah. Paul says, it hit a retread last night on I-76. Major damage to front bumper. Any recommendations on body shop? Also, Autopilot did not see the Gator, kind of bummer. I don't
well, in
really
Colorado,
know.
there's not a lot. If it's
Yeah,
76,
there's not a lot of
I
options.
would assume that's in Colorado, and there's not a lot. But Tesla was supposed to be opening their own body shop, but I haven't heard about that.
We haven't heard about it, but we knew of a location.
Right in Colorado, in the Denver metro area.
Yeah, so I don't know.
But other than that, there's like Stuttgart is, I think, the only body shop around the Denver metro area.
Yeah, so maybe try calling them, or maybe even just try calling Tesla in general, and that might yield some good results. No, we haven't had dinner yet, Eric. We'll probably only make this live stream maybe like an hour, so that we can go eat dinner, do some things. But yeah. Let's see. King's Plays. I have something to do. Bye. Thank you for joining. Don, do you have a Tesla Model Y only? No. So, David, do you want to say what you have?
So I have the S100D 2017.
And then Scott has a
2017 S75D.
And then I currently have the Tesla Model Y Performance as my daily driver, but we also have a Performance Model 3 decked out, racing gear, everything. And since I mentioned it, we'll just say so far no update.
Yeah, still waiting. It's not currently located in Colorado.
Correct. Brian did say I do have the inflator fix a flat unit. Haven't needed it yet, but we'll keep it in the frunk. Let's see. Sorry, there's a lot of messages here. Tesla Spartan, like we were talking about, we haven't received the Geminis yet. Still on order. Hopefully we get them sooner than later. The car guy, the FLIR heated seat video was great. Thank you. I really loved the FLIR. I think it shows a lot and shows something that you really can't see without the FLIR. You can kind of feel the heat, but I can say I feel something, but through video, means nothing basically. So the FLIR is just kind of fun, and I know everyone enjoys that.
Yeah, a lot of people like those videos, and again, when we point out, when we got like 10 inches or 8 inches of snow in the car, we're not saying that's how you should be, melting the snow off your car.
Oh, definitely. Wipe that snow off.
We're just doing it as a test, because you can just wipe it off in a few seconds. Mm-hmm. But we just like to have fun and see how fast the cars can melt that snow off.
Exactly. Let's see. I was just about to ask about the 3 getting a 400-mile range. I seen on Instagram that I tagged you on. Any word on possibility of being in the U.S.? So David and I were actually talking earlier, and David came up with a really good idea about how they could potentially do that, incorporating something from Model Y.
Was it perhaps the heat pump?
Bingo. The heat pump. So that 400-mile range in China right? That they're building in
Yeah, well,
Shanghai.
part of that could be just because they have a different system. It's not the EPA. They use
Very
different
true.
testing for calculating the ranges. But one way they could perhaps increase the range of the three, even in the United States, would be to add the heat pump, which they just added to the Model Y.
Yeah, no, I think Elon said it might be a few years. But I think adding the heat pump to Model 3 would be huge and get a lot more range. Because the big thing with the heat pump, and we'll kind of clarify from the videos, maybe it didn't come through all the way, but the heat pump really shines when you're driving in colder weather. Because it's going to use that heat from the motors to heat the cabin rather than that resistive heater that S, X, and 3 have to heat the cabin. Therefore, it's one less thing drawing energy from the battery, and the heat pump is just so much more efficient. It takes the heat from the motors and will heat your battery as well as the cabin with it. So really the heat pump is going to add a lot, I think. And at the very least, reduce range loss in colder climates. So definitely have some more testing on that probably coming up. Only thing though is we are getting into spring and everything. So depends when we can get some more cold weather. Yeah. Let's see. Don, how many seconds is 0 to 60 on the Model Y? What was that, like 3.5?
I don't remember. It's been a while. It's only been like 3 or 4 weeks, but I don't remember.
I think it's like 3.5 seconds. Cool kids, do you ski or snowboard? I do not because I broke my ankle not skiing or snowboarding, but I did break my ankle. Do you ski or snowboard, David?
Not anymore. I used to ski, but it's been a few years.
Yeah. I don't know. We stay very busy though. Do you think Tesla will have to make the ATV smaller to fit in the bed of the Cybertruck? I mean, if they're reducing the Cybertruck by 3%, maybe they have to reduce the ATV by 3% to fit. It's a good question. I'm honestly not sure. That's actually really making me think, though. They might have to. Do you have any?
Nope.
Okay. Peter again is saying, is there any chance you could do another vibration test as you did for the Raven some time ago? That video was one of the best, I reckon. Yeah, so that again is on our short list of stuff to do. But again, I'm going to need some other cars so I can just test everything at once. And my friends are willing to let me use the car. But it's with coronavirus, said the C word, and the whole situation going on, it's better that we just stay at home. I don't want to have anybody risk anything for a video. It's not really worth it. And as soon as everything kind of loosens up a bit and starts to go back to normal, I definitely will be doing a lot of other videos like that.
Yeah, because
but I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, we could do the Model Y, but it's just we won't have a Raven that we can compare it to. So we
Exactly.
can compare it to the S, but since I have a slight, couple-year-old version S with the air suspension being different, it's not going to be showing, what's the same with it, like a 2020 S or X.
Exactly, and we want to compare it apples to apples for Model 3 too.
Exactly, and we don't have the 3 with us right now, so we can't do that.
Exactly, and that 3 is fully modified.
The suspension's changed, so we kind of need somebody else's 3.
Yeah, we need like an OEM. But yeah, it is definitely on our short list. But yeah, thank you for enjoying that video. I had a lot of fun making it. It was actually showed a lot. I didn't think it was going to be that good, but yeah, data doesn't lie. Let's see. Did Model Y get the dash cam viewer update? No, but Model S without dash cam did. We have that little like symbol up top.
Yeah, I didn't notice that until today, but yeah, it changed the little like HAL 9000, I there has changed to. So it's slightly different. I guess they probably had some lawsuit or something threatened, so they changed the icon on that.
Yeah. The nerd is saying, what do you think the plaid Cybertruck is going to be? I'm thinking quad motor. I mean, that's not a bad idea. They have is it the single motor, dual motor, tri-motor that they have?
Yep.
So yeah, maybe plaid will be quad motor. That'd be pretty wild. Let's see. James is asking, have you ever had any issues with the home charger cable pulling away from the car connector end from the weight of the cable? I haven't seen that at all. Have you?
No. Ours are I guess about a year and a half old, but yeah, we haven't had any problems with ours. We had 3 of the Elon signature wall connectors.
Yeah.
Haven't had any problems with them yet.
Yeah, so I haven't actually experienced that or heard of that, so that might be a new one.
Yeah, you might need to contact Tesla on that and see if they can help you with that if you're having that issue.
Yep. Diego, how's the ride quality in the Model Y? Does Does it feel rough because of the Uber turbines? Well, kind of like we were talking about. Definitely it feels better than Model 3 as it is, but I think once we go to the 19-inch Geminis, it's going to be way better. So right off the bat, it's better than Model 3, in my opinion. I don't have the actual data to back that up because we haven't been able to test it yet. Oliver wants to know if that supercharger works, David.
This does not work other than to light up there. I mean, It does have a cable, and it's a real supercharger cable. It's got the insides, and we have a video we did back in I think 2018 when he bought it. We took it all apart, and you can see everything's in there, but it's not hooked up to anything. So no, it does not allow you to charge your car from it, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, it would be cool, but that needs more power than we have coming to the entire house.
Yeah.
So for us to make that to work, just to get the power to the house is probably, I think, I asked one time and I think they said like 40 grand. Something stupid. That was like, yeah, never mind. Done. Done with that conversation. On wants to know, do you stream from the Tesla Spotify app or from your phone via Bluetooth? How's the sound quality compare between the two? So we've done, I haven't really done the Spotify app too much. I did it on one of the Model 3s a little bit. But I normally just go from my phone so that it's just more seamless for me to continue playing as soon as I get out of the car. But I have no issue with the Bluetooth connection. I mean, we've listened to Spotify on road trips and around town. We've listened to podcasts through the phone on Bluetooth, and I haven't noticed anything.
No.
Like, I think they've been sounding fine. So, yeah. Don, how much was the Model Y? I think the performance Model Y that we picked up was like $69,000. I think if you do one now, I think the price increased like $1,000 maybe.
Something around there, yeah. And again, it depends if you add the tow hitch as well.
Oh, that's true. There's a lot of different options. I think, here, let's look at the cheapest Model Y. So if you do cheapest, not getting that, black interior, 5-seat, no full self-driving, the cheapest is $52,990. Now, if you go full crazy, we'll just add everything. What's the most expensive paint? Red. Oh, wow. Red's $2,000 versus $1,000.
Yeah.
Wasn't it $1,500 at one point?
It used to be. They changed it a while back.
Okay, and then we do that. And we do the white. I mean, if you want to do the 7-seater, it's not available. Oh, it won't even let me click it. Weird. Okay, well, just kidding. So the most expensive one you can get right now is $72,000. So a big difference, but it really depends on what you need. Let's see. Steve's asking, will solar tech make its way to the sexy lineup eventually? What do you think about adding solar panels to cars?
I don't know if it will, because just the way it is, it's not that efficient, because most cars aren't going to be able to produce much solar energy. Even if they're parked outside all day long, there's just not enough surface area. You could probably only get a few hundred watts, a couple kilowatts. It's only going to add a few miles per day. So if you look at cost benefit, it's not going to really be worth it, at least with current solar technology.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully if the technology really increases and they can pack in a lot more into a lot less, maybe.
Yeah, and one thing, they could have, if they did have solar, they may be able to run some of the fans or something just to cool the cabin down, or, vent out some of the hotter air on those hotter summer days. But I have read some other companies are trying to work on putting solar like directly into like body panels, and it's not really like a solar panel like you would see on a house, but it's just something that kind of, I don't know exactly how it works, but it's possible someday, but I don't see it happening anytime soon.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Yeah,
I just don't think the technology's quite there.
Exactly.
Yeah. But didn't the Cybertruck, wasn't there talk about the tonneau cover?
On the tonneau cover, they said that it would have some. So you would be able to get a few miles a day from that, but it's not something you're going to be charging your car every day with that. But if you take that out into the woods and you were going to be out in the woods for 2 weeks, then you could definitely, charge it up enough to drive it back into civilization.
Yeah. So, and also that's 2 years away. Maybe they're planning on a technology increase by then, to be able to run more numbers. Let's see. Cool Kids, I remember from a couple streams ago that you guys said you go biking. Do you have any biking trails that you recommend? Because I live in the same state as you. We generally stay around like the west side of town.
Yeah, there's all kinds of, it depends again if you're going to do road or cycling on bike paths. There's all kinds of bike paths all around. We could ride our bike from here to Golden to Lakewood or Littleton. You can go all over. So there's just all kinds of bike paths, and we do take them out. Now, Eric did get an e-bike recently, which is a mountain bike that has a battery on it that we're getting ready to do some videos on it, but we have not taken it out yet. But there's all kinds of trails like on Green Mountain or Apex Mountain Park or Matthew Winters, Mount Falcon. There's all kinds of trails around here for that even on Lookout Mountain, I think we're going to be taking out and do a video here eventually just to test that out. So I don't know, Eric had to disappear for something.
Okay, I'm back. Definitely gonna be exploring more trails as soon as we get that hitch.
Yeah, and also mentioned the e-bike, but yeah, I forgot about the hitch, but we bought the bike rack already. We are ready to, instead of just using the trails and paths around here, we want to get out to the rest of the state and do some more riding.
All the more reason why we really want that tow hitch, please. Anyone Tesla listening, please, let's make it happen. Let's see. Tesla Forever is asking, do Tesla Model S and X have new seats in the 2020 version? I haven't heard anything about that, so I don't think so.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
Let's see. Frank's asking, any thoughts on what might be revealed at upcoming Battery Day? I mean, honestly, no idea. And actually, Aaron, huge thanks for the $5 super chat. Had also said, what do you think Battery Day will reveal? Million mile battery or dry electrode tech maybe? I don't know. I'm actually thinking maybe like 120 kilowatt hour pack for S and X plaid.
That'd be nice, especially if they did switch over to use the same battery format which the 3 and the Y have, then I could definitely see that coming to the S and X.
Yeah.
But if we don't know yet. It would be cool if there is some totally new technology out there or battery chemistry, but that's what we're waiting to see. We don't know yet.
Yeah. Again, though, huge thanks, Aaron, for the super chat. Much appreciated. Let's see. Aaron is asking, when do we think S and X Plaid will come out? Because I'm debating whether to wait or not and just get an S Performance. So, I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty now with the current situation. I bet before this happened, they were hoping for by end of year 2020.
Yeah, I was actually thinking maybe even third quarter, but now I'm like, I don't know, fourth quarter, I don't know.
It might even be pushed back to 2021 at this point.
Yeah, hopefully it'll still come out this year, but I was thinking it was going to be in the summer, but who knows.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it was pushed back a bit, unfortunately. Someone's asking, is the Wi-Fi stable in the Y? Does summon mode disconnect unexpectedly? Does your Bluetooth sometimes act muted? I haven't had the muted issue. We've only summoned it twice.
Yeah, we haven't summoned it much.
And haven't had any issues. So I haven't seen an issue.
Yeah, if they're having all kinds of problems like that, they might want to get their car checked out by the service center. It might be something wrong with their antennas.
Oh, yeah. I wonder, do they still have the antennas in the side mirrors for that?
I don't know. I know that for like Bluetooth at one time, I think for the 3 they had them in the side mirrors, and they also had them in the rear and the front of the car, just so they could detect where you're coming when you're using your phone as key. It would be able to, determine when you're approaching the car.
Yeah. Okay, so we're nearing on an hour live stream. Huge thanks to everybody. We're gonna kind of zoom through a couple questions, so some of them might be a little short. Sorry about that. Let's see. How much was the seat David's sitting in? So I think I made both of those. Yeah, so here, you'll get... They're actually from totaled Model X's.
Yeah, this is the third row, and this is a perforated version and a non-perforated version, complete with cup holders, currently non-functional USB charger, and functional seat belts.
There you go. I think I paid $800 for the pair, which, to be honest, is kind of stupid expensive for a couch, but I had fun with it. Shipping was a huge cost in that. So if you can get it locally without shipping, it's a lot cheaper, obviously. Let's see. Diego, do you think upgrades they're doing at the Fremont factory plant will help Model Y quality, panel gaps, paint, etc.? I think they're just going to increase quality on the entire lineup. This is a great time for them to do it because they just never would get this.
And we've seen this in the past too. Whenever the S or the X or the 3 came out, the first ones off the line are going to be a little bit rougher, just because they're, learning how to make those cars. So hopefully, now that they've had this little break and they've been able to optimize a few things at the factory, hopefully the Y will be better. But with that said, the Y that we took delivery of had very few problems, and they were very minor. Nothing that affected the safety or functionality.
Yep. What are our thoughts on Sandy Monroe's opinion on Model Y? a lot of it I actually agree on. I think Tesla has done an excellent job, and they show a lot of progression between even Model 3, which is what, 2 years old?
Yeah, because
when was the first?
It was like 2017, mid
Okay.
2017, when they had the first delivery event.
Okay, so like 2.5 years old or so. There's been, or maybe 3. Wow, God, time flies. There's been a lot of progression even in that time. Like the rear used to be 300 pieces.
Yeah, and there were so many different welds that they were able to reduce. The seats have been updated. The headliners changed. Some things got maybe changed for the better. Some things people complained that they were cost cutting measures, but they're definitely still making evolutionary changes all along.
Yeah, I mean the fact that they went from like 300 pieces down to 3 is amazing. I can only imagine what that did to the actual line and how much that could have cut out. Let's see. John says, so order the new tire pressure sensors for my winter tires, $75 a piece or $300 for all. So that's actually the same price as the TPMS sensors for Model 3 S and X.
So it's good to hear they do have those available, because we know somebody who swept out their wheels a few weeks back, and those sensors were not yet available.
Yep. On says, do you play Animal Crossing? I don't. I don't have a Switch. I used to, but I sold it. Mainly I play some Fortnite and Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and I'm going to try to get him to start playing so we can do some Warzone. But I do like playing PC games a lot. Let's see. Gonna try to zoom through some of these and see some ones that we haven't answered yet.
Yeah, so Terry asked if the Model Y has biodefense, and I see a couple of people have answered, but no, it does not have biodefense mode. But there are some HEPA filters you can buy, which can add some additional filtration to it, just like with the Model 3.
And our channel sponsor, Abstract Ocean, actually sells those, and using code Tesla Inventory will get you 15% off of those, and help support the channel and a great business, because everyone at Abstract Ocean is freaking awesome. Sorry for the little plug, but they're awesome. And yeah, we actually installed those in Model 3 and plan to in Model Y. Let's see. Greetings from the Netherlands. Why do you think it's not possible to choose the 20 induction wheels on the performance model? So I honestly am not sure.
I thought you could. On the Stealth Performance, you can get those.
Can you?
Yeah, that's the Stealth Performance has the induction wheels instead.
So it has
or at least
those.
It used to be that way.
So no, you can only get Gemini on Stealth.
Interesting. I wonder where the induction went.
So the only way to do that is induction on all-wheel drive.
Interesting. I hadn't noticed that before.
Very interesting. I did not realize that either. I'll have to do some digging, and I will try to figure something out by next live stream. So about a week. Let's see here.
I see Oliver was asking if they can upgrade MCU2 on hardware 1. It should be possible once they... first, they're going to be doing the Autopilot 2.5 cars, which they're already doing. Then they're going to start doing the MCU2 upgrades on Autopilot 2. They said it will be possible on cars with Autopilot 1 and before, but they won't be able to upgrade the Autopilot 1 to Autopilot 3. Mm-hmm. There's just too many cameras.
Well, Autopilot 1 to even Autopilot 2.
Yeah, it's no upgrade. Once Autopilot 1 is kind of, you can't get that upgraded, but you can upgrade the MCU. So, the main computer will be faster, but you're not going to be able to upgrade the Autopilot.
Yep. Tesla Forever, follow up to the question about new seats for S and X. They said, I've seen SXs with fixed headrests. Oh, yes. That's why I wondered. Well, yeah. Let's see.
Like they're not adjustable anymore. So I don't know if that happened in 2020. I thought that happened.
I thought that was in 2019.
Yeah, in 2019.
But let's just take a look at the interior here. So yeah, they're no longer adjustable. It looks like up here, which I think that was in 2019.
It's been like that for several months.
Yeah. Let's see. Does Model Y have the games like Model 3? Yep, it has all the games. I think everything is basically identical in the center app.
As the Model 3. Yeah.
Yep. Hopefully there's some new things coming too. Like, isn't there supposed to be like Disney Plus and stuff coming?
There's ways you can get to those. If you go to other sites, there's ways you can get to additional sites besides the ones that are listed on the Tesla Theater. Yeah.
Okay.
But it would be nice if Tesla just supported those natively, yeah.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Jason says, most tire goop labels say TPMS safe, but never found a tire shop willing to clean the sensors cheaper than replacing the whole unit. Good to know. To be honest, I wouldn't want to clean them. but that's just me. I don't know how involved that would be. Let's see. The car guy says, I don't think the 20-inch wheels will fit over the performance brake calipers. I heard the Gemini wheels will. Haven't confirmed it.
Which would be odd, because if you have 19, why wouldn't the 20 fit over there?
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll have
this
to research
definitely,
that some more.
yeah, this definitely is going to call for some more digging. So I will do as much research as I can to see if I can't get you guys an answer when we do our next live stream next week. Because now I'm very curious about that myself. Hopefully the Geminis that I asked them to order will fit our Y. That'd be a bummer if they don't. Let's see. Michael saying, I really wish they would bring back the gray seats. It would look sexy in the Y. So that's actually what I had in my first, and you did too.
I had that in my S90D in 2016 as well. Yeah.
And we loved the gray interior. I thought
really
it was
looked nice,
great. Yeah. It was leather though at the time, which again,
there was no other choice. That's what
exactly.
Yeah. But I really like the white interior too. So I loved the gray, but I like the white just because it's not leather. Because one problem I didn't like with the gray leather or even any of the leathers they have is since it is a natural product, there would be wrinkles and creases and stuff which they couldn't always handle.
Yeah, and we noticed that on both of ours is they got like stretched almost.
Yeah, or they would just deliver that. That's just because it's a natural product. It's animal skin. But with the simulated vegan leather that they have, you never have any of those wrinkles or anything.
Yeah, the synthetic has held up amazing. I mean, the 2017 Model S.
Yeah, the seats are still like new.
They still look brand new. You can't even tell.
Just wipe them off and.
Yep, wipe them with a baby wipe and they're good to go. Let's see. Tesla Forever is wondering, what Tesla do you think has the best back seats?
I don't know. I guess it depends on what you're looking for. Like leg room, then it would probably be the 6-seater Model X.
That's true. Yep.
I mean, because that's going to have the most leg room and room that you can stretch out in.
Yeah.
If you don't want to get a Model X, the Model Y does have really good leg room.
I mean, we ate dinner in the back, or lunch last week in the back of a Model Y. Didn't change the front seats at all, and we had tons of room.
Tons of leg room, yeah.
We actually put a picture on our Instagram. Go check it out if you want to see kind of like the space. But we had so much room in there.
Yep.
So yeah, that would be ours. David says, I've noticed the screen protectors from Abstract Ocean work with Model 3 screens, do work for Model Y. So yeah, the Model 3 screen and the Model Y screen are identical, which is amazing because I love that matte screen protector, and that's the first accessory I actually installed on the Model Y. Can't get enough of them. Let's see. Eric, no, we have not had dinner. That's actually what we will be going to enjoy here. We can go ahead and kind of start to wrap up. We can get the dogs down here. So everyone can see those because I know you guys love seeing the dogs. If there are any questions that we didn't get to answer, I apologize. Thank you for the super chats. If we didn't answer your question, though, definitely leave it down in the comments once this video is officially published. Once the live stream ends, it has to be like rendered and everything through YouTube, and then it will be published. Somebody said get you a seatbelt cushion, though.
It's not that bad. Just like one of those little pads that goes there.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a seatbelt cushion for next time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get some dinner and everything. Hear the hounds though. So that's Kit, that's Layden, and Brecken is probably upstairs sleeping.
Yeah.
He's a bit older.
They're ready for dinner
So,
too. It's their dinner time.
Yeah, it's their dinner time too.
Oh,
wait,
here's Brecken. He's a
I hear
little
Brecken.
slower. Yeah, he's coming.
We can hear him because he has the collar on and he shakes. Brecken, come here. Try calling him, David.
He probably headed outside.
He might have gone outside. But yeah, anyway, huge thanks to everyone for joining, and huge thanks to our channel sponsor, Abstract Ocean. Again, if you haven't checked them out, please do. I'll link down below. Using code Tesla Inventory will get you 15% off of your first purchase. So many cool accessories that we've installed in the past. Matte screen protector, different color center wraps, the lights. We're doing that in Model Y coming this week. So definitely check them out. They have so many cool things, and they're just amazing people, and now is a great time to start really supporting small businesses. And yeah, I guess that's kind of it. Definitely smash that thumbs up button if you enjoyed it. We will see you guys next week. I don't even know what date that's gonna be. Is that the 25th? No, wow, I'm totally off. It's the 22nd. No, yeah, it's the 25th.
Yep.
I don't know what day it
18th.
is anymore.
Yep.
I really don't. But yeah, hopefully you guys all are staying safe, and we will see you all next week. Bye.